Hello, this is Diva Brown from Simply Magazine. We're the audiobook and ebook people, and you can find us at staples.com, audible.com, iTunes, and our own site, simplymagazine.com. This is about Motel 6 versus the Marriott or similar high-priced places. One of the things that we found in our travel disc, weight control and saving money on the road, is that people were very interested in our strong recommendation about Motel 6. And here's the reason why. Most of us on the road, when we're not traveling with our family and we're solo, just crash for the night. We come in at 8, 9 o'clock at night, and the next morning we leave sometime between 6 and 8 a.m. It's a very short period of time. We really don't need to do anything, and usually there's a Denny's or something next door to Motel 6. They're pretty well located, so you don't even have to drive anywhere to eat if you choose to do so. So we recommend it, and let me give you some of the reasons why. First, it costs between $30 and $50 as a rule. Top cost maybe $60, versus most hotels, which are $150 and higher. And if you get a discount for them, you have to go for a couple of nights, whereas Motel 6, one night's fine. Now, that's a lot of money to save, but there are other reasons. As a guy, when you walk in Motel 6, the first thing is you drive right to your spot. Usually it's one floor, at most two, in some resort areas more. But mostly it's simple. You drive up, you open the door and you go in. They've got a big table there that you can dump all your stuff on so you don't lose it. If you're a guy, you'll like the closet, there's no door. You'll like the bed, it goes down to the ground so nothing can roll under it. And interestingly, the shelf for toiletries is quite wide, so you can put your stuff there, and you're really done. They do have free coffee, and they've got Wi-Fi, and it's cheap. So I strongly recommend it. Now, one group of people who love it a lot are pet owners, because generally, as long as you have a reasonable pet, they welcome the pet, and you can walk right outside with it as a rule on one floor, and just walk the pet and have a nice time. It's very friendly, and people often talk to each other while they're doing that. So I highly recommend it. Well, in any event, I was going to Walgreens in Chicago on a trip, and my rep thought it would not be appropriate for me to stay at a Motel 6, so I was forced to stay at a Marriott. Marriott had gotten my survey, which said my favorite motel was Motel 6. So I walk in, I get a grin, and they give me the suite. And there are 5 rooms. That's 5. And I got a big board table and everything else. So I invite my rep up, because the buyer's not going to see it, just me, right? And he shows this beautiful place. So as I'm leaving, they asked me what I think. And I said, well, it was a very kind thing to do. It was very nice. He said, but you seem to have a problem. And I said, well, yes, it's not in the first floor. I had to take an elevator. I had the bed problem. He said, what do you mean? Well, it's a fancy bed, so stuff could roll underneath. The closets have doors, and where's my big table? What my point about that is that when I travel with my family, they like Marriott Courtyard, which is lovely. There's a breakfast, there's a swimming pool, it's kid-friendly, but it's $120 to $150. But that's when you're traveling that way. Now, let me tell you, as a road warrior, the best part of Motel 6. When you pay the bill, take the receipt, and when you go to your sales call, drop it on the table. As Mark Twain said, nothing can withstand the assault of laughter. When they see the Motel 6 thing, they know you're cheap, and you should say, he said, look, you know, our price is right because we do Motel 6, and it always gets a chuckle, and people have some fun with it. Because, as you probably know, there's not enough fun in sales calls. So that's my suggestion. And it isn't that you go every time, but when you're going to go and you're going to crash at 8 or 9 at night, why not spend $40 or $50 versus $150? Thank you from Simply, and you'll hear more about that on our travel disc, weight control, and saving money traveling. Thank you.